The luxury of the title is not matching the work that comes with the responsibility, and that has always and will always cause a clash in relationships. Hello, welcome back to Benny's Take. I'm your girl Benny, and listen, today I'm bringing you yet again on my couch. It's been a minute. The last time we were in my bathroom, my last two videos were in my bathroom. Check them out. A little skincare, a little makeup routine. I've been trying to get better at my makeup, y'all. I've been trying to do my lashes. I've been trying to do the things. So if you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. Today, as you guys can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about how so many of y'all are more enamored with the title versus the responsibility that comes from holding certain titles. We're going to get into it, but go ahead and subscribe, okay? Turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. I'm your girl, okay? I'm your girl, so please make it official. We're not going to do no lack of commitment over here. I'm nobody's side piece. I'm the main meal, okay? Solidify our relations under God, one nation. In the sight of God, solidify our relations. You're not going to keep acting like I'm a side piece. I need some kind of like, I need a place in your heart. I need a place on your screen. I need a place. Yeah, now? You're not going to treat me like a mistress. Make it official. I'm not asking you to leave your main. I'm not asking you to leave some of your faves. I'm not asking you to leave, saying some of your faves. I'm just saying include me. Make it official. Subscribe. I'm trying to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need all the people of God to come together for the glory of God. So go ahead and subscribe, and let's get into it. So I'm looking at my thing. I feel like the necklace is almost like clashing with the earrings, and I don't think I like that. I like them separately, but I feel like together they're not coming, they're not coming together for the glory of God. They're not doing what I needed to do. I feel like the golds were kind of like clashing. The earrings, by the way, are from Chosen and Free. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I love Chosen and Free as a brand. That's where the earrings are from. Just a little something, very much like. Yeah, see that? Like it's giving all the vibes. But anyway, we got a couple topics that's been lining up in the docket. The docket is full. What I've been trying to do is making sure that I organize my thoughts and not just, speak on certain things with one-handed incidents, right? Like I want to see if there's like a pattern and we can combine it together and then have like, a video about it. So that's kind of like what I've been doing. And I came across a couple videos that I think perfectly make my points. Now, as always, to be able to enjoy this channel, you got to use your brain cells. Like we got to put our thinking caps on and we got to look at things more holistically, within context. We got to look at things and not just get clouded with our own personal experiences, right? So don't have me out here looking for Dora's map, trying to locate the senses in the comments. Please don't do that. I feel like this audience, God has been so good. Like, yeah, we, for the most part, we just be like in sync with what we're talking about. Like, and even when we disagree, people give me insight. Like, have you considered this? And I find myself learning even more. So I love that. And this not going to be no different. Please, let's not make it no different. Okay? Okay. All right. So you have our good sis Ashanti and her boo Nelly. As many of you know, they done got, a kid together now. And if you don't know, Nelly, I think has, I don't know if he has two other kids. I feel like he may have another son. And then he adopted, like, his sister's children, I believe. But comment down below, let me know if I'm not exactly getting it right. But him and Ashanti do have a child together. They recently got married. And we know, I said they had a little spin on the block, right? They used to date back in the day. They came together. They're trying to make it work. They're trying to let it do what it do for their relations because they're relationally attached to the relations that are relational for the both of them. So they together, they got a kid. And so this little video has been floating around and I go under the comments and people are like, oh, well, their reality TV show, which is where the clip is from, The reality TV show has been positive for the most part. I don't know why people gotta turn a positive into a negative. It ain't even like that, like that. People gotta, just like chill out. They good. We ain't gotta worry about them. This, that, and the third. Nelly got money. The whole conversation. And I'm just kind of like, again, the plot is in Yemen. The plot is in Yemen. Y'all are missing what is actually being discussed beneath the surface, what is actually being discussed behind the jokes, what is actually being discussed as the main topic that many women go through a lot, many couples go through a lot, whereby you have people who are enamored. You have people in relationships who are enamored by the title, right? Versus the responsibility of the said title. Stay with me, carry the three. Okay, we're gonna plug in some things, carry the three. It's so many people that wanna be, let's say, they wanna be wives, but don't really realize what it takes to be a wife. There's so many people that wanna be a husband, but don't realize the responsibility and the weight and the sacrifice that comes from being a husband, right? People want the title and not the responsibility. A lot of people want to be in relationships, they want to be partners, but don't know how to be partner. They don't know the responsibility of being a partner to somebody else. They want a girlfriend, but don't want to be a boyfriend. They want a wife, but don't want to be husbands. The luxury of the title is not matching the work that comes with the responsibility, and that has always and will always cause a clash in relationships.
Baby, it's a lot.
Well, listen, it's all you. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't got nothing for him.
Absolutely not, I know.
Until he can say, I'm hungry, until he can say, I need to use the bathroom, it's gonna be a lot of your bathroom. But as soon as he started walking, I said, enjoy it. Because as soon as he gets to walking and talking, he with the crew.
I'm trying to understand, how is it that you just sleep through?
With the baby, it's a lie. This is coming from a new mom. Now, they your face, it's okay. Love Ashanti down. Beautiful, talented, gorgeous black woman. Love her down. I'm sure many of y'all love Nelly. I'm sure y'all do. Right? But for a second, just like remove yourself from these are your faves that's talking and just look at the issue at hand. Whether the show has been successful or not, whether, they love each other in other ways or not, what we're discussing here is a woman who is, postpartum, right? They just had a child. She just had a child, right? Like she carried the baby. We saw she was pregnant. Since she was doing the things which takes a lot on your body, okay? And, Ashanti, she also had a baby later in life. And we talking, it's not like she was like 20, with her knees still intact. And I'm not trying to say, like our sister is paralyzed or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that. But I am saying that a 40-year-old body and a 20-year-old's body, for the most part, it's going to be a little different, right? It's going to be a little different. So a later pregnancy gonna maybe come with certain challenges. I'm not saying it did, but a later pregnancy gonna, perhaps come with certain challenges. Let's think about it this way. Remember when you was 18 and you was 19 and you could go outside, pull an all-nighter, drink everything under the sun, dance your knees away, like throw that thing in a prayer circle and have Brother Tyrone catch it. Like you just throwing the booty, somebody catching it. You throw the ass, somebody catching it. You pop that thing, somebody catching it. You do that all night, okay? And then come the morning, you got your little hangover, okay? You're going to wake up maybe like around 11, 12 or something. Get your little pack of Doritos, maybe have like, some eggs, maybe even if that is. And then go out again, get you some McDonald's, do a little something on the side, and still be able to just like carry on. And then later on, find yourself still be able to survive and carry on. You know good and well that the older you get, you're not finna do that. Why? Because there are certain changes that just like happens. I'm about to be 30 and I got to stretch. The hips, you got to stretch them. I probably should have started stretching them when I was younger, but I ain't did it. Now you guys to stretch some things. Everything is just like it's popping, it's locking. You know, it ain't loose. Nothing is loose. Okay, my titties are sagging. Nothing is loose. Your body is changing. The energy that you may have had in your early 20s or maybe when you were a teenager versus the energy that you're going to have in your 40s gonna be different. Now, can you be healthy? Can you do all the things? Absolutely. I'm not saying that, 30-year-olds or 40-year-olds are just like so, bedridden and cannot do a damn thing. I'm not saying that, but I am saying there's a clear difference between whenever you're younger and as you're coming up in age. You gotta do a little bit more. You can't just go have a hangover. If you have a hangover, the recovery period gonna require a little bit from you. Right, you're gonna need to anoint your head with oil. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need to go ahead and get baptized again. You're gonna need to stretch like for 3 to 4, 5 business days. Hydrate, do some juicing, ginger, turmeric. Like you guys do a couple things to just like recover, because again, the older that you're getting, your body requires a little bit more care that you may have been able to get away, with not doing when you were younger. So when you have a pregnancy later in life as well, it's a lot of adjustment too. Already your body is adjusting, but then you get pregnant, it's a lot of adjustment. It's a lot of things that's going to happen. So I'm imagining, again, I'm nobody's mama, but I can only imagine because I have mothers around me. I have women who've had kids around me. When you are much older, which Ashanti, I believe, let's see how old is Ashanti. I know she's in her 40s. Ashanti is 44. And they literally just had, a child not long ago. I feel like maybe like a year or so ago. I'm not sure. But they recently just had a child, not quite long ago. So I can only imagine that you're a little bit more older and you're a mom for the first time. There's so many things that you don't know about being a mom, and there's so many things you don't even know about your own body, right? There's so many things you don't know about the new changes in your own body, the changes that's gonna come with age, period, but the changes that's gonna come with carrying a child to term, delivering the said child, and then having to care for that child. That's going to be a lot. That is going to be a lot. So forget that they're your faves. Forget that maybe, it's a little hee hee, it's a little ha ha. Forget that, you just want to mind your own business and do the things, which we all are. We're just talking. I can't, hey, what will I do? I'm not in these people's circles. I'm not their friends. I'm not no nothing. So yes, to some degree, we should all just mind our business. But the concept in general, I think, a lot of us can learn from. When you already have that, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much money the person, your partner gonna provide you, there's such a thing as just like them being in the rut, them being in the mess of it all with you, that is so invaluable. And that you need that postpartum. You do. You're having to learn your new body. And like I said, you're in your 40s, you're learning your new body already just from age alone. Because I know I'm about to turn 30. It's a lot of things that I'm already seeing were different. When I was younger, there's so many things I could get away with. I cannot get away with so much now. Hydration is key. Exercise is key. Stretching is key. Them vitamins is key. Like, it's a lot of things that just comes with age. So those are already changes that you're having to navigate. Perimenopause can kick in, in your late 30s or maybe early 40s. It depends for different women. Like, it's so many things that's already happening just with age alone that you're having to figure out with your body. Then you get pregnant, then you give birth in your 40s. And then your postpartum. And you have your partner, whom I'm sure loves you, right? Because if down there in biblical times, it ain't worked out for y'all, and y'all still decided to come together and try to make it work for now, I'm sure there's love. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love gonna do a U-turn legally or illegally. Love is all of the things. I'm sure it is. But this is the context that we're talking about. You are postpartum. And so the men that you love, the men that's supposed to support you, the men that got you pregnant, okay? The Abraham that got you pregnant, that's supposed to be the father of many nations in your house, gonna let you know, oh, that's all you. I ain't got nothing for this baby. Okay, that's all you. When it's time for my bedtime, I be asleep. Gone. 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 I ain't got nothing. I'm asleep. I'm resting in the arms of sweet black Jesus. I'm asleep. I am gifted. I ain't got nothing for you. I'm not going to support you through these changes. I'm not going to be there for you and be there with you through all those changes. And most importantly, too, I'm not going to be there and bond with my son in the earlier stages of his life. That's not okay. And I don't need to go ahead and binge watch the entire show to find a way to justify that. That as a statement, that is not okay. Providing financially for, your partner or for your child, your newborn child that you willingly decided to father, that's not okay. Providing financially is not enough. There's such a thing as like bonding with your child. There's such a thing as like having that connection, that intimacy with your child. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. When we see a lot of couples not make it, post having a baby, it's partly because, again, one person wanted the title, I want to be a father, and did not want the responsibility that comes from fatherhood. You may have to change a couple diapers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may throw up on you. You may be having to help them burp, which I was a nanny for a very long time. People be thinking the feeding be the hard part. It don't ever be the feeding. Them suckers gonna feed. But to get them to burp, Lord have mercy, that's a cross. That's a cross that you got to carry. To get them to burp, that takes the longer time. You got to be here like here. And then they got to burp. Some of them gonna want to burp a couple times. And if you bypass that and lay them down, now they gonna just like puke. And because they lay down this way, they gonna puke every which way. So now you got to change the outfit. Then they cry. And everybody just mad. That's part of the responsibilities of, fatherhood. But many want the title. They want the name. I'm a father. I'm a father. Without ever having to do the fatherly things. And the gag is, he gonna say, I'm gonna bring it back to the conversation that we been had. So I'm deducing and I'm calculating because I'm plugging this in. He telling your national television, I ain't got nothing for you. This all you. We're going to wait until the baby can talk and say, I'm hungry, which may be what, 3 years old? So I'm not going to be involved. I'm not going to be present in the life of my child until they're able to talk to me. Those early moments are critical. I've literally seen fathers who want to be fathers, because there's a difference between, wanting to have a child and actually wanting to be a parent. The men that want to be parents, right? They will talk, to their partners. They will talk to their partners all throughout the pregnancy, so much so that the baby recognizes the father's voice. I saw a video when, this baby was born and, they were changing the baby, and the baby was like fussing and doing the things. And, they gave it to the dad to kind of like have that skin to skin contact. and the baby was still crying, crying, crying. As soon as the father spoke, the baby calmed down. Because why? The baby recognized the voice. The baby recognized the voice of the father. And the baby recognized the voice of the father because the father was talking to the baby while the baby was in the stomach growing. All this time, the baby recognized that. And that felt safe. That felt comforting to the baby. Those moments are invaluable. Your partner needs support, postpartum, period. But your child needs you present. Your child needs you present. Your child doesn't just need you hiring nannies, which was, many of the comments. It's not like Ashanti struggling. It's some nannies around. As the nanny, I'm gonna tell you this. I love the kids that I helped, watch, that I helped raise. I love them dearly. But the way that I care, love, and show up for them is not the same as what their parents have to do. No matter what. No matter what, working parents know this. Like, no matter what, the time that you have with your child, your own child, your child needs that more than they do a nanny. They do. That intimacy, that bond, that, that I'm here with you. It starts, it starts very, very, very early. And so people like, oh, it's not like she ain't got no help. She got nannies. It's not the same. It's not the same. I was a nanny full time. I was very helpful, right? But the mothers that I was, supporting still needed their partners. The kids that I was helping raise still needed their daddies. Still did. Still did. And so to go back to the conversation, because we're going to calculate some things, he going to say, I'm going to play back to you. I'm going to remind you of the conversation we had before. So I'm guessing before you became with child, before the Holy Spirit and came upon you, Ashanti, this man being told you that I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be present. I'm not going to help you with the damn thing when it comes to this child. I'm not going to do none of that. And you agreed. You agreed to let this man father your child. You were not bamboozled. You knew. You were not bamboozled. You knew. So by that measure, I'm just gonna like, okay. I feel for you because I think you need support. I think you do. I do feel for you because I think you need support. You need that bond. You need that intimacy. You need somebody to be there with you. You need somebody, as you're changing the diapers and you're struggling, they're going to be like, you know what? You done, fed the child. Let me burp the child. You go lay back down. I'm not sure if you're breastfeeding or not. Or, maybe your breast going to hurt. Like, let me go change the diaper. The baby fasting, let me go change. You do deserve that. But if this man done told you that he was not willing to be a father for real, yet and still you decided to have a child with him, I'm confused as to why now we are having this conversation. Ladies, when a man tells you where they stand, please believe them. We ain't got to tootsie roll and gyrate and think that we gonna be special to change what a man has already told you was gonna happen. He ain't got nothing for the child. He not finna do nothing for the child until, okay? He not gonna do nothing with the child or to support you through the changes and through the sleepless nights and through all the things. He ain't got nothing for you until the baby can talk. Every stage of parenting gonna be hard. I'm gonna tell you this one. Every stage of parenting gonna be hard. I've nannied for different ages. I'm an African girl, Congolese to be exact. Okay? I have two younger sisters behind me. Okay? The one that directly comes behind me, we are 6 years apart. The last born, we are 8 years apart. Guess who helped raise them? Which is a conversation for another day. Being a girl in an African household, whether you're the newborn or you're just a girl somewhere along the line, the responsibility, oh my God. Oh my God. That's a whole nother thing. My older sister, she has mothered us in so many ways. So many ways. And once she could, breathe a little and realize that we're a little bit more older, the ones that came behind, my point is, at different stages, children are just going to be, hard to deal with. In the earlier stages, they're not going to want to sleep. Okay, you're going to feed them babies, you're going to burp them. They're not going to want to sleep. During the day, they're going to lay down. Come nighttime, they may want to see what's going on. They may want to see what you got going on. When it's quiet, late in the midnight hour, everybody trying to rest, that's when your baby might want to see why you trying to lay down and not holding them. That's going to be the early stages. Then you got the terrible twos. Then they're, early teens. They know everything. They want to argue you down. Then you have to like cement certain things and teach them, manners and all the things. You guys should do all that. And then they're going to be teenagers. You got to deal with, sex, drugs, and rock and roll and everything in between. Navigating that. And then they're going to be young adults. Then now you have to figure out a different way to parent them, allowing them their independence and still being able to support them. Different stages. Then they're going to be parents themselves. They're going to be adults in relationships that you have to help them navigate as their parents. My point is, parenting is for life. And different stages gonna bring about different struggles. This man is letting you know that the first one, which is, one of the hardest ones, he's not gonna be there for you and you gonna be all by yourself. Let me tell you this. This is my hypothesis. In all the other stages that's coming up, he gonna be there for sure, and the main work and the hard work in all the stages that come after that gonna fall on you. It will. It will. So when the baby gonna be able to talk and ask him, Daddy, I want me something to eat. This man, because he ain't never did it before, he gonna have to call you. Well, tell me where the knife gonna be for me to go ahead and put peanut butter and jelly on this sandwich. Then you gonna come down from wherever you was to give him the knife. Then he gonna be like, dang, this bread don't look right. What I'm supposed to do with the bread? Then you're going to sit there, have to tell him, now you're going to go ahead and take the bread, put it in the toaster, and the baby tends to like it in a jelly shape or in a heart shape or in a star shape. Because, kids, they don't want their food regular. They want their food to be characters and do the things. And so you're going to have to show that to him. And then he's going to be like, oh, so where is the cookie cutter that's going to cut into the shape? Then you're going to go ahead and get up and bring him the cookie cutter. By the time you done, you been made the sandwich. You been made the sandwich. And because he wasn't present through the early stages of the child's life, maybe allergies, he might not be really. They could be like, likes that the child prefers. There could be things that the child just prefers. Their favorite blankets, their favorite toy, maybe foods that they prefer to eat. Like the routine that keeps them calm, centered, and collected. Will not be privy to that. So in those stages where he feels like now he going to be able to step in, he will still require you, who has been there from the jump, to be able to walk him through, carry that mental load of remembering the things. You will still be the one to have to do all of those things. And he will just be there to be like, okay, here's the sandwich. But who made the sandwich? You did. who knew the kind of bread that the baby likes? You did. Who knew the shape of the bread that the bread had to be? You did. You will have to know that, because why? From the beginning, you were there. He wasn't. That's what we're talking about. This is what women are facing all over the world. This is what many women are facing. You have men who wanted to be fathers by name and not by assignment and not by responsibility. The baby gonna go to school. He not gonna know the teachers' names. You gonna know that. And then you're gonna have to remind him of the parent-teacher conferences. You're gonna have to remind him of the soccer schedule. You're gonna have to remind him of the things, because again, many of you all want the title and not the responsibility. And you got people in the comments talking about everybody gotta chill. You know, he's just giving the money. That's not the point. The point isn't money. The point is, if you do not want to be a father, do not father children. And ladies, if he tells you he does not want to be a father, do not allow him to father children through your canal. Title versus responsibility. We got to get it together. Next story. So for the next story, we have, Jeezy, who, was married to Jeannie Mai, and they got divorced, I believe, like after a year, right? And during their marriage, Jeannie was out here talking about how she gonna submit. She don't just submit under the Lord, she submit under this man, because she done learn the things about submission that's gonna keep a man, that's gonna allow a man to lead and be the man, that's gonna be the man. Love me some Jeannie Ma. But it was a lot of preaching on the technicalities that were technical, during the technical difficulties that allow for the technicalities to be technical in her keeping the man that she was now submitting to, the things and the love that they had, right? This man has other kids by other women that he ain't never got together with in holy matrimony. But because it was Jeannie Mai that he done come together with and said, I do, Jeannie Mai was out here submitting unto the Lord and also submitting unto Jeezy. And then lo and behold, beholding the laws, why the two of them gonna go ahead and end up in a divorce. So you had this man who was out here trying to give us an explanation that was philosophical and stupid at the same time as to the reason why he wasn't able to make it work with his bride. His bride, Jeannie Mai Jenkins. It never made sense to the people of God. And so the two of them go ahead and go through a divorce. Now, mind you, Jeannie Mai, in her previous marriage, she ain't wanna, have no kids. Okay, she didn't want to have no kids with the white man that she was married to. So now Jeannie Mai gonna go ahead and have a child by Jeezy, who has other children with women he ain't never committed to. But the two of them gonna go ahead and have a child together. Okay, and then because the two of them was married, Jeannie Mai Jenkins then went ahead and submitted unto the Lord and also unto Jeezy. And then they ended up in divorce. So now here go Jeezy, okay? A little while has passed, a little time has gone on by, and this man now is talking about, the divorce and everything he done learned through the divorce.
I was even saying, a lot of women in the comments saying, oh, after the divorce, man, he looked even better after that.
I received that.
I was saying that.
Before we carry on, which one of y'all went and commented that? Which one of y'all Pygmishas, Dustinas, or Craigley went ahead and told this man that after the divorce, he looked much better, he felt much better? Which one of y'all Pygmishas wanted to be next in the rotation of the people he was going to go ahead and have a child with, marry, and then leave? The same way he's done to the other women before Jeannie Mai Jenkins. Which one of y'all Pygmishas went and told this man this? Which one of y'all left these comments? One of these days, we're going to talk about a lot of y'all women be sad. Y'all just be sad. Sad. Sad.
But I know that was like an intense time, you know, last year. You going through all of that, even with you know, the custody battle that you did win and everything. Where are things with you and your ex now?
Peace.
That's good.
Yeah, peace, man. I'm all about understanding. I'm all about what's best for everybody.
Yeah.
The greater, you know, the greater good. And it just like, I'm just telling you, like my life, I tell myself this every day, like, man, this is amazing. I don't got no enemies.
How many kids does Jeezy have? Let's just Google this. Jeezy and their kids. Jeezy has 3 kids, okay? You got Jadarius, Amra, and Monaco. Monaco, I think, is the one, whatchamacallit, the one he has with Ginny Mai. So you got 3 kids by 3 different women. And finally, you got your peace. Jeezy, you got 3 kids by 3 different women. And this is the peaceful season of your life. After causing chaos, havoc, okay? Expanding 3 different canals. Now you done found peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Now you done found peace. You the one with 3 kids by 3 different people. Now you done found you peace that surpasses all understanding. Ah. Men that want certain titles but never the commitment. You proposed to that woman. You married her. But you couldn't stand the work it takes to stay married. You filed for divorce. And now you are the one that has everlasting peace. Ah.
I ain't got no issues. I don't want no enemies. I don't want no issues. I just want peace. I just want joy. And I just want freedom. I love my freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Like, you just talk about, I came up here independently.
You want peace. You want joy. You want calmness. You want, whatchamacallit, joy everlasting. Mind you, you the one that be causing chaos in these women's lives. Like you've caused the chaos. You've had the kids. You fathered them kids. With the first woman, did not commit to her. With the second one, did not commit to her. Then went to Ginny Ma Jenkins, committed to her, had her have your baby, even though this baby done say she ain't want to have no kids. And so now you have peace and peace everlasting. Jeezy. Ah.
Just call, like, I'm coming to the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to check in. I ain't got to talk to no label. I ain't got to do nothing. And shout out to Def Jam. Love y'all. But it's just like freedom and ownership is everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking art, you're talking culture, you're talking your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked hard my whole life. This is like, this is the season of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting myself first at all costs. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, my peace is everything.
What he talking about? Because we done went from Ginny Ma Jenkins and the peace and the everlasting peace that he done now found. So now he talking about freedom of the mind. This is him season. When has there ever not been a you season? The first woman you left with the child, never committed to. The second one, you did the same thing. The third one, committed to and then left. It sounds to me like it's been a lot of Jeezy seasons. It sounds to me like it's been a lot of your seasons, okay? And no seasoning for the women of God. That's what it sounds like to me. Now we're talking about philosophically the freedom of artist expression and coming to Breakfast Club. What that mean, Jeezy? What that mean? Again, men that just want labels of things without ever really showing up. You wanted to be a husband to her, but didn't really want to be a husband. You wanted to be a father, and you fathered 3 children. But you just over here like, oh, now you have peace and nobody bothering you. You got kids. You got kids. You caused the mess, and now you want peace. What's going on? But Jenny Ma Jenkins, he had 2 other women that he did this to. Okay? It was 2 other women he did this to. When you came along, you were trying to let us know how, your submission gonna submit. You're gonna submit unto the Lord. You're gonna submit unto this man. And here we are. He finally found his peace. So what? You just had him in prison. He ain't had no freedom. He ain't had a damn thing. And you were submitted. You were submitted. You was in there. Men that won the title and not the work, they will embarrass you every time without fail. Every time. Maybe you may have put, your career before your own, fulfillment as a person. Maybe you may have put, money and the pursuit of money before any other thing in your life. But when it comes to choosing yourself, the proof is in the kids. You have chosen yourself every time. To the first woman you did that, and the kid that you're not really committed to like that, the second one, and then now Monaco with Jenny Ma Jenkins. It seems that we've been choosing ourselves. But men that want a law, they want a certain look to certain things without the commitment, will lead us here every time. Every single time. Let's look at another story. So I came across this story on my Instagram. Now, this is not a creator that I follow. It's not a creator that I'm really familiar with. But when I saw the story, I went on their page, skimmed through a little bit to kind of see, what kind of content they create. It seems like they create fitness content, things of those nature. Just pretty girlies doing pretty girlies things, just vibing out, letting it do what it do. That's the name of their handle, and I'm going to leave it right here. So I done seen the picture, beautiful couple it seems, and it's going to say heartbreak, and they got the picture of the baby. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Why the parents not going to welcome the child together? Why they got to break up? What's going on? Why I go to the caption, and this is what it's going to say. I'm going to leave it somewhere over here, and child, Lord have mercy. I feel redundant saying this. So the caption gonna say, and sometimes you just get cheated on while pregnant. While pregnant. Never in 1,000,000 years would I think that I will be making a post like this. But this has been my new reality. I just recently found out that the father of my child has been cheating on me with multiple women unprotected, putting myself and my baby at risk. I have 1 month left of my pregnancy. 2 incidents in the last 5 days, 25 plus women. You knew you are a cheater. You knew you don't want to commit. Why? Why father a child? And before people get in the comments talk about, well, the woman was there too. Yes, for sure. But a man can also wear a condom. A man can also be responsible. The 2 of them were dating, the girlfriends, right? We just finished talking about a story where a married man was just giving nothing and a half and was willing to father a child. We cannot just dismiss and say it's because I wasn't married. Nelly married Ashanti, and he not present in the child's life either. I'm not saying Nelly is cheating or nothing, but not present, right? So marriage in and of itself is not going to change or make somebody be more present if they're not willing to be. That's the only point that I'm making, right? But a man is also responsible to not just like spread their royal oath every which way. You just like spreading, you just spreading, you just spreading, you just spreading. Meanwhile, you do not want the commitment. You wanted her as a girlfriend, but you didn't want to be a boyfriend, a good one. You ain't had no problem sitting there taking the pictures, doing the smiles and the things, but the work that it takes to maintain a relationship, you were never committed to, which is why you feel comfortable to go ahead and sleep with 25 plus women while your mother to be has 1 month 1 month left in their pregnancy. Do you know how vulnerable and tired you are in those times? That is not the time for the foolishness. But you wanted to be a father, you wanted to be a boyfriend, but never taking seriously what it means to be a boyfriend or even to be a father. It takes commitment, it takes discipline. It takes dying to yourself. It takes work. If you knew you didn't want to be in a serious relationship, why make it official with her? If you knew you were not ready to put your penis on hold and do what needs to be done to take care of this woman until she's done with her pregnancy and work on the relationship and be a healthy dynamic. Because now a child will come, and a child will come into a broken home. Because now we are online, we are talking about this. That's a broken home. That's a broken system. You are breaking the mother. One of the worst things you could do to your child is mistreat their mother. Because the child gonna be born into an environment that's maybe sad, that's maybe just like the mom is trying to like recover and do the things to just like adjust. That is wickedness. You are willing to have a child by her, but not willing to do the work it took to be faithful, to be committed, to be present, to be aligned, to be disciplined. Never willing. But you know, I got me a girlfriend, and you know, my girlfriend finna have my baby. Like, what? This is another level of strength and adversity that I have been faced with. I'm making this post for all my women out there who can do every single thing right with their partner and for their baby's best interest and still get unfair hand. There were 0 signs, and I did not know he was living a double life. While it will be so easy to break down right now, my baby needs me more than ever, and I'm actually grateful that this information was presented to me so that I can learn from this. Keep me in your prayers, keep my baby in your prayers, and I hope that all women out there love themselves enough to walk away and cut off things that do not honor the vision that they have for themselves. Regardless of how difficult the scenario may be, God will make a way. He always does. He always will. Thank you to the women who have reached out to me, letting me know of this sick behavior. I'm truly so grateful for protection and divine timing. First of all, I'm just going to say kudos to a good sis, because many women, you come and tell them that their partner are nothing and a half. Then they're going to get mad at you, talking about how you a home wrecker, how you should have been there. When this woman was presented with the fact, I'm so glad she exited. Right? But did you guys see the middle part where she's talking about this is another level of strength? She's already pregnant with 1 month left. I'm not sure how old this post is. It's going to say here 22 hours ago. So this is recent. She has one month left. You wanted to be a father. You wanted to be a boyfriend, but never wanted to do what it would take to actually care for the sanctity and the sacredness of it all. So now this woman has to carry not only your child to term, but she has to carry in the pain, emotional pain that you have caused. We want the titles, but never the responsibility. We want the relationship, but never the accountability. We want the girlfriends, but never the fidelity and the commitment it takes to keep the girlfriend. Just for vibes. And then this man has the nerve to text her this. And I was just kind of like, you must be diabolical. Why he gonna be like, yo, I know you her, but trying to air me out to Instagram is so immature. That's what's immature. That is what's immature. Ah, Brother DeMarcus, that's what's immature. And our good sis was petty too. She done shared the number of the girls. This was girl number 1, girl number 2, girl number however many. She had audios and everything. And I'm like, good for you, sis, for getting up. And I do pray for strength. And more than anything, I do pray that, you know, women will just like be somehow divinely protected. Because like I said, even some of the ones that are married, they're still going through the bullshit. The title may help, yes, because you know you could go to court and do some things. The paperwork, yes, it does help, but the protection of your heart, like it's crazy out here. A lot of people, they're more enamored by the title of certain things than they are the actual work, the responsibility, and the commitment it takes to maintain whatever it is that they want to be. It takes a lot to be a father, not just by name. It takes work. It takes a lot to be, you know, a good boyfriend. Not just by cute Instagram pictures, but like by the work, fidelity, commitment, trust. It takes all that. But I don't want to do that. You just want to be boyfriends and girlfriends. You want to be fathers, and I'm still going, you know, sleep with everything. Anything that can walk. Every time I see a door, anything I see, anything, any opening, I'm finna go ahead and jam that thing, enter. Ah, this is the last story that I saw. I'm not sure what podcast this is, but they're essentially discussing, you know, you have a flight and whatchamacallit, your girlfriend or your partner tells you like, hey, you know, I got into a car accident. You haven't left for the journey yet. You just have the flight booked. What would you do in that scenario? I believe that was like the context. And so this is what this man and this woman had to say.
The flights is booked. The flights are booked. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to sit here and try to cancel tickets just so I can sit in the hospital with you. Like that doesn't even make sense, especially when you're okay. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's my thing about it. Like she's okay. So it's like, why waste my money?
Even if she really wasn't.
I don't want to say waste my time, because my time is now devoted to like being by your bedside. But still, like that is taking time away from the trip that I had already planned, taking away money, because now I'd probably have to rebook to go the next day.
No, you can't. The refundable tickets, you can't change them. And the non-refundable ones.
You can't change them, but you'd have to buy another ticket if you still planned to go. And if you didn't, if you threw the whole trip away, then that's all the money that you spent on the trip already down the drain. You said that had it happened a day later, like she wouldn't be worried about you going on your trip. She would be worried about her, you know, getting better. I feel like when some females are like this, when they're put in like detrimental situations like this, they're not thinking about themselves and getting better. They're thinking about the sympathy and the pity that they can get from others. And honestly, I can see this happening. Like, oh my God, this happened to me, so now I need him to wait on me hand and foot, and he won't even be thinking about his trip. Like, did you want to use that car accident, even though you were fine, to stop him from going on the trip?
Yo, I'm a guy, right? And any guy who has had experience with women know that right before shit's about to end, or right before you're about to go do something that they don't like, something catastrophic happens.
Let me tell you something. My husband gonna have to go ahead and do something incredibly heinous. Cause me and him, we gonna be locked in for a little while. This the dating pool. They did this the men and the women that be in the dating pool. They gonna have the nerve to talk about how like, oh, some girls always gonna start some things when something does happen, you know, that the man wants to do or whatever the case is. Now, I personally don't know anybody that toxic in my life. So comment down below. Maybe some of y'all are this toxic. I don't see that being a case as to where somebody gonna go ahead and plan an accident. Like literally plan an accident. Just so you won't go on your trip. Like, comment down below. Are people doing that? Because to me, that just feels like such an extreme to go to. If y'all don't like the people, if y'all don't like the people that y'all are in relationship with, just say that. If y'all don't like the people that you guys are in relationships with, just say that. Wasting my money, like what are we talking about? Maybe I'm privileged. So let me not speak of this as a matter of fact. Maybe I'm just privileged with the relationship that I'm in. Okay? Maybe I'm just privileged. We're not talking about any old body that has to alter their life and do the things. I just know for a fact, if I get into a car accident that's going to lead me to go to an hospital, right? We're not talking about, somebody just like bump my car on the highway, or I bump somebody's car, you know what I'm saying, like a little bumper on the side of the car. We're not talking about that. We're talking about an accident enough so that's going to take me to go to the hospital and have to be inside the hospital. There's no world in which I see myself being like, oh. There's no world in which I see my partner being like, I'm finna just go ahead and go. I'm gonna leave her. She fine. She ain't that. I'm gonna leave her. No. I can even bet to say that if say my partner left for the trip, they went to, let's say, Miami. They done landed to Miami or something. And while they were flying in the air, you know what I'm saying, like I done got into a little accident that landed me at the hospital. I would even bet on my husband to know that as soon as he lands and hears that, hey, I'm at the hospital, I got into an accident, I'm willing to bet that that man gonna book the first ticket and bring his ass right back home to see for his own eyes, to see by himself that I'm okay. Maybe I'm just spoiled. Maybe I'm just spoiled. Maybe I am. Because in that moment, they're not prioritizing the money. They're not prioritizing what was spent. They're prioritizing my well-being and how they can support me in that moment. And honestly, it's true both ways. Now, as a woman, knowing for, whatever the reason, if say like my partner had to leave town, maybe it's for work, maybe he has a commitment, or even if it's just for fun, and something like that happens and I reach out to them and let them know, because I will have to let them know. I will, if I know that I am okay, I will insist like, it's okay. I have my sister here, which my sister most likely will be there. Or I have, my mom, I have one of my sisters, somebody will be there with me. I know I'm not going to be by myself, right? As a person who, I'm a partner to my partner. So if they take a trip, whether it be for work or for leisure, and I know that's something that they have to do, or just something for fun, or whatever the case is, I know I will be the one insisting like, hey, don't come. I'm not telling you this to panic you, to worry you. I'm at the hospital. I'm fine. This is what happened. I'll keep you posted. Go enjoy yourself. Go do your work. Do the things. I will be wanting to do that, right? And vice versa. If I'm the one that's out of town and my partner, something happened to them, he gonna be like, this happened, just so you know. That way we have clear and open communication. This is what happened. And they will insist that I continue with whatever plan that, I'm gonna keep going to my trip. Or if I'm already at the trip, they gonna go ahead and be like, stay there. It ain't no problem. The person that was hurt in the accident will be the person convincing the other not to switch things around, because, they'll be like, you know what, I'm fine. I can handle this. You go enjoy yourself. I'm going to keep you posted. The person trying to leave or the person that has left the country, in my relationship, I cannot fathom them being like, oh, you fine, I'm finna go. That to me just feels so just like what happened to love? Like what happened to commitment? Like, do y'all not like the people that y'all are with? Forget love. Like. Because people can love you from now till kingdom come and still don't like you. It's a lot of people that may say they love you, but they don't like you. Y'all be wanting to have partners. Y'all be wanting to have girlfriends and have boyfriends. And never be wanting to do the work, the sacrifices that sometimes it takes to just like love and show up for those people. Y'all don't be wanting to. And if this is what the dating pool is, y'all are cooked. I'm going, child, I'm about to host a baptism. A lot of y'all need to be baptized. Okay? Sanctify. Holy Ghost baptized and sanctify. Communion. Okay? We need that. Comment down below and let me know. Babe, quick question. So, Is this a good time to talk? Mm-hmm. Okay, so say, right, like hypothetically, you're about to leave for a trip, right? And I text you and let you know, like, oh, I got into a car accident. I'm going to the hospital. Or no, I get into a car accident and I'm at the hospital where they're trying to, like, care and tend for me. Mm-hmm. What will you do? Will you go to your trip or will you come to the hospital? To the hospital. Will you cancel your trip? Yeah. So what if you're already on the trip? Would you come back? If he's out of the country, probably not. Mm-hmm. If he's within the country and it's a trip like a couple hours away, yeah. Okay. All right. Why are you asking? I'm just asking. I love you. Bye. Okay, bye. I'm going to keep him for a little while. I am. Alrighty, y'all, that's it on me for today. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts. How did you guys like the video, the conversation that we discussed? Is my point clear? Weigh your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so I always know when I upload. And I'm going to go ahead and see you guys on the next one. Bye, Z's.